and come backwards over whatever's obstructing it. The next thing is you can actually twist the hose clockwise or counterclockwise. Physically twist the hose. And that will also allow the hose to act like a corkscrew, and any obstruction it'll actually walk over. The other option you have is to change brush directions via the brush control. We're going to clean a lot of air ducts today, and we're going to go over each of the hoses and the brushes and where to use them. This is the 2 1/4 hose. It's the largest hose we have, and it has the most airflow, and it's also the most rigid to help navigate through ducting. You want to use this hose in every application you can. In many 6-inch ducts, you can even use this. We also have a cable extension that attaches to the end of all the hoses and all the brushes to help you make tight corners and also in cleaning trunk lines. The 1 1/2 hose has about half the airflow of the 2 1/4, okay, and it's a lot more flexible. So where the 2 1/4 doesn't fit, you'd use the 1 1/2. Next we have the 1 1/4 dryer vent. The most airflow that this can handle is a 6-inch duct. Most cases this is used exclusively in dryer vents, but occasionally wall stacks. Okay, let's talk brushes. First we have the 8-inch brush. It's the most commonly used brush for all applications: sheet metal, flex duct, duct board. Okay, then we have your stiff bristle brushes, which have the purple ring on the back, and your standard bristle brushes with no ring. The stiff bristle brush is used for aggressive cleaning applications in sheet metal ducting only, not to be used in flex duct, duct board, or duct liner. Your standard bristle brushes can be used in all those applications, and typically what you're going to be doing is looking for the 2 to 4 inch increase in size over the horizontal height of the duct. Okay, now I'm going to connect the drive cable. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to slide the cable in along the bottom, and you're going to slide it until it stops. Then you're going to turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter which way, and it's going to slide in another 1/2 inch. Okay, then you're going to take it and pull on it. Okay, what a lot of people will do is they'll take the cable and they'll slide it in, and then they'll hook up the hose, and it just slides right out. So you want to make sure that when you're sliding it in, again, you're going to turn it, and it's going to slide in another 1/2 inch.
The RotoVision is not only a great marketing tool, but can be an effective means to help you monitor the progress of your work. Scott, let's talk about the accessories.
Okay. Well, basically we have a couple different types of rods. One's a flexi rod, it's flexible, and the other set is rigid rods that are not. The flexible rods can actually attach to the end of the rigid rods, and at the same time, both will screw into the back of the camera. So if you need a flexible rod to be able to try and go around a corner, this will be a great tool. If you need to go straight up and down into a drop ceiling, take a look at ducting, then that's where you'd use the rigid poles.
And how do you attach the wheel kit here?
Basically, the rod's going to screw right into the back of the cart, and then the camera will screw right onto the other end.
Okay.
And you can angle the camera up, forward, or down, so that way you can view any angle of the ducting that you'd like.
Okay. Now, how do you attach the actual camera to the hose itself during the cleaning process?
Well, that's actually pretty straightforward. You're going to have your hose, and then we have a Velcro strap. Okay? You have soft Velcro and hard, and basically you're just going to start with the soft side up. It's just going to wrap around the hose and attach. Then you're going to rotate it, and then you have the long rectangle that's soft. And the camera, put the cord at the bottom, so the cord's right next to the hose, so you're keeping it nice and tight. Okay, then the Velcro will actually pull over the top and secure. So this needs to touch there, and then you're secured. And you can adjust it between 6 and 12 inches. As your hose is used, it will get scuffed up going through ducting, and that'll also keep the strap from sliding on the hose.
And I've heard contractors before also say that they can even put a small piece of tape right behind it until it starts to get scuffed up. Is that right?
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
Well, when would you use the RotoVision during the duct cleaning process?
Well, really the best time to use it is in the larger ducts, like the trunk lines, where you're going to have the most amount of debris. That's really going to be your best effective means for doing it. Trying to squeeze this thing down a 6-inch round, it's pretty tough, and the brush is already occluding the duct, and so it really doesn't make a lot of sense to have the camera on in that application to begin with.
Well, can you use this also not only on a 2-inch hose assembly, but on the smaller hoses? Like
yeah, the 1.5 inch, yep, it'll attach onto that as well.
Okay. Do you have to do anything different to the strap, or is it pretty much the
same?
same?
Nope, it fits both of them.
Okay.
And another feature we do have are these Velcro straps. And what you can do here is because this is a safety breakaway. Okay, so if you're caught up in a duct and this pulls loose, it saves the cord from being pulled out of the back of the camera. Also for winding it up. So what you can do in this case is you just take one of these straps and put it on the back side.
Okay.
Right like that. And so that keeps everything nice and tight.
And how many so far back? How many feet so far back do you actually attach the other?
Usually
part of
5 to 7 feet.
Okay.
Is about how far you want to go back with each strap. And that will help keep everything together. Don't use tape, because when you use tape, then that makes this cable stay on the bottom. Right now it can still rotate, which is what you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Now during the cleaning process, and we're going to be seeing this, when you're inserting it, you also have to make sure that the cable is coming out at the same time with the cord. Is that right?
Absolutely. And the Velcro straps do help that, but don't rely on that completely. Make sure you're just pulling the cord back out with the hose at the same time. The Rotobrush has been designed for low maintenance. A couple items you need to look at is the torque adjustment of the machine and the filtration. We're going to talk about the torque adjustment first. And what torque is the driving power of the brush. Basically, you turn it on, the brush spins, and as you're going through the duct work, if your brush tends to hesitate or stop, your torque may be adjusted improperly. It is preset before it leaves the factory, but during shipping, items can shift, and so it may need to be adjusted. But it's a real easy process to do this. The first thing is you're going to have your small brush, which is 8-inch brush, your large hose, 2 1/4 hose, and it actually comes pre-installed on your machine upon delivery. All you do is simply plug in your machine to a wall outlet, and you have your directional control right here, 1 and 2. You're just going to hit the position 1. Brush starts rotating, and all we're going to do is stop the brush, and the hose should raise up a little bit in the left front corner. And that's what you're looking for, just a little bit of a rise. Now, if the torque was too low and the hose didn't rise at all, you have the T-handle that comes with your machine. It's attached to your owner's manual. And it's a simple process. You raise up your hose, and there's a hole right in the side of your machine. And this T-handle will slide inside, clockwise tightens it, counterclockwise loosens it. Now the machine has also been designed with the fail-safe in it, so if you tighten the clutch down too much and you have too much driving power, because someone decides to use a 22-inch brush and a 10-inch duct, that's going to create too much of a load. The drive motor has been designed to turn itself off in that application. Why is that? It's to prevent the cable from breaking. So we put a fail-safe in there so too tight of a clutch won't cause cable fatigue and breakage. So if you do experience that, your clutch is too tight, go ahead and test it and back it off. The next item is the filtration. Okay, you're going to raise up your lid. We have the filter bag here. What you're going to do is you're going to take it and slide it out. There is a tab right here that you should actually fold over. So as you're pulling the bag out, it doesn't spread dust everywhere. Just as cleaning any filtration system, you want to go ahead and use a dust mask. The other thing is you can fill this bag up about halfway before you need to change it. You could have multiple jobs in one bag, or you may use multiple bags per job. Depends on the application. The next thing is your HEPA filtration. Okay, the only way to clean these is with compressed air from the inside out or contact vacuum from the outside. Never get these wet. Don't beat them on a wall. The glue could break and the end cap could come off. So don't abuse them. Make sure your technicians know, do not get them wet. As we discussed earlier, Envirocon is what you use in your normal day-to-day duct cleanings. When you run across strong odors, fire damage, restoration, remediation type work, you need something a little bit more strength. Oxine is basically the same thing as Envirocon, just a higher concentration. But because of that, there's more requirements that you have to meet. It's all stated in the MSDS sheet. The most important one is use of organic vapor acid gas respirator. It's identified by the yellow band. You want to wear this during the mixing process and also during the fogging process. The other thing you want to make sure that you do is make sure the place is evacuated for 1 hour. There's nobody in the home with you while you're doing it, or the business, and it's evacuated for 1 hour prior to repopulation. That being said, let's get to mixing. Simple, easy. You have crystals, you have liquid, pour it in a plastic container, let it sit for 5 minutes.
After that 5 minutes, you can either pour it into another plastic container with a gallon of water, or you can simply pour the liquid into the fogger, add a gallon of water, mix it up a little bit.